Dying legendary king reflects on his life of endless battle just before his consciousness fades into darkness, having once ruled as the most powerful warrior in his world. Awakens confused as a newborn baby, realizing with horror that instead of dying, he's been reborn into an entirely new life as an infant named Arthur. Trapped in a helpless infant body, Arthur silently seethes with frustration as his new parents Reynolds and Alice dote on him, unaware of who he truly is inside. Determined to regain some sense of control, Arthur begins secretly observing everything around him, treating basic knowledge of this strange new world as his only available way. Arthur learns this world is called Dicathan, made up of 3 kingdoms: the Dwarven Darv Kingdom, the Elven Elenwar Kingdom, and the human Sapin Kingdom where he now lives. Discovers this world runs on a mysterious energy called mana, which lets certain gifted people either enhance their bodies or conjure powerful magical effects. Realizing that focusing mana into a central point closely resembles the martial arts concept of Kai from his past life, Arthur begins secretly trying to apply his old knowledge to this new power system. Arthur hesitates over the life-changing offer, torn between his desire for power and his longing to reunite with his family as soon as possible. Arthur is later revealed to be an unusually gifted child, easily breaking training equipment and displaying combat instincts far beyond a normal toddler's ability. Toddler, Arthur begins forming genuine bonds with Reynolds and Alice, quietly admitting to himself that this strange, warm family life isn't so bad after all. In a family outing, Reynolds demonstrates his own considerable strength as an augmenter, further fueling young Arthur's fascination with mastering power in this world. Secretly training his own mana core in private, a nearly 3-year-old Arthur accidentally causes a serious explosion that terrifies his parents into thinking he's been killed. Watching his parents break down in relief and tears after finding him safe, Arthur is genuinely confused by the depth of emotion they display, having never experienced being loved so unconditionally before. Arthur grows older, his parents debate whether he needs a proper combat mentor, eventually deciding the whole family should travel together to meet Reynolds and Alice's old adventuring companions. The family sets off to join the Twin Horns Party, a group of skilled adventurers who quickly take a liking to the unusually sharp and talented young Arthur. In the journey, Arthur observes that his mother Alice is a rare and valuable type of healer, forcing the family to keep her ability hidden from strangers for her own safety. Arthur trains secretly with party members like Jasmine, impressing the seasoned adventurers with skills far beyond what any ordinary child should possess. The peaceful journey is shattered when the group is suddenly ambushed by a large band of slavers intent on capturing the women and child for profit. Badly outnumbered, Reynolds orders Arthur to protect his pregnant mother and flee, entrusting his young son with the critical task of keeping her safe. Fleeing through the chaos, Arthur and his mother are cut off from the rest of the group and violently separated during a desperate escape attempt. Gravely injured and alone, Arthur reflects that despite losing everything material, his heart feels strangely fulfilled, finally understanding the selfless love his parents showed him. Arthur wakes up badly wounded in an unfamiliar place, rescued and cared for by a strange, monstrous-looking being who introduces herself as Sylvia. Sylvia reveals Arthur's parents survived the ambush and escaped safely, bringing him tremendous relief as he recovers from his injuries under her care. Sylvia explains they're hiding near the dangerous forest of Elshire, and that returning Arthur home safely will require careful preparation to avoid the threats lurking nearby. Despite her frightening, battle-worn appearance, Arthur comes to see Sylvia as remarkably kind, gentle, and patient as she begins personally training him in advanced magical techniques. Sylvia teaches Arthur a rare technique of gathering and using mana simultaneously, something normally only instinctive to non-human creatures rather than humans. Sylvia senses cold, murderous intent behind Arthur's desire for power. She refuses to continue his training, insisting she won't teach someone with such a wicked mindset. Sylvia gently explains that rage and hatred only fuel destruction, and that the life she saved shouldn't be wasted pursuing vengeance rather than genuine protection. Arthur sincerely answers that he wants to grow stronger to protect the people he cares about. Sylvia declares it the perfect answer and resumes his training. Peaceful hideaway is suddenly discovered by mysterious pursuers who have been tracking Sylvia specifically, forcing a dangerous confrontation. A mysterious woman hunting them turns out to bear a striking resemblance to Sylvia, demanding she come along peacefully or face violent consequences. In the ensuing battle, Sylvia reveals her true form as a powerful dragon, using immense hidden power to protect Arthur despite the personal cost to her own life. They flee together. Sylvia gives Arthur several precious mysterious gifts, insisting their meaning will become clear to him in time. Sylvia admits she deliberately delayed sending Arthur home sooner, because she genuinely didn't want their time together to end. Deeply moved by everything Sylvia has taught him, Arthur declares he doesn't care that she's a dragon, affectionately calling her his grandmother instead of a stranger. Honored by her powerful pursuer, Sylvia makes the ultimate sacrifice, using a devastating amount of her remaining power to ensure Arthur's safe escape. Sylvia's dying wish is for Arthur to let go of hatred and rage, building a new life filled with light, rather than repeating the destructive path of his previous existence. In final moments, Sylvia reveals a shocking truth. She is actually the spirit of the very same legendary King Arthur was in his past life, watching over his new beginning. Alone once again, Arthur soon discovers a group of slavers who have captured a terrified young elf girl, intent on selling her into captivity. Remembering Sylvia's teachings about restraint, Arthur resolves not to let hatred consume him, even as he prepares to fight the slavers to rescue the captive girl. Using his newly honed magical abilities, Arthur systematically defeats the slavers one by one, ultimately freeing the terrified elf girl from her captors. The rescued girl, initially reluctant to leave Arthur's side, introduces herself as Tesha and insists on traveling together since neither of them knows the way home. They travel together through the forest. Arthur and Tesha gradually bond, with Arthur privately using her as a model to better understand normal childlike behavior. Tesha reveals she comes from the elven kingdom of Elenoir, describing her happy but occasionally lonely upbringing with a mostly absent but loving family. In their journey, Arthur begins suffering sudden, unexplained bursts of intense pain from his monocore, worrying that something is seriously wrong with him. Despite the growing pain, Arthur hides his suffering from Tesha, not wanting to worry his new friend as they continue their long trek together. Two children finally arrive at the edge of Elenoir, with Tesha overjoyed to be back within sight of her home kingdom at last. Elven guards intercept them immediately, wary and hostile toward the human boy accompanying their missing princess, nearly attacking Arthur on sight. Tesha furiously defends Arthur, insisting he saved her life and isn't the enemy. The guards assume him to be simply because he's human. It's revealed that Tesha is actually the missing princess of Elenoir, and her grandfather Virion, the kingdom's former ruler, personally comes to greet them. Tesha is joyfully reunited with her parents, King Alduin and Queen Mariel, who are overwhelmed with relief to see their daughter safely return. Despite lingering distrust toward humans, Tesha insists her family show Arthur proper hospitality as thanks for risking his life to save her. Arthur is brought before the royal family to formally recount how he rescued Tesha from the slavers, carefully omitting certain personal details from his account. Some skeptical elves accuse Arthur of manipulating the princess or lying about his role in her rescue, doubting a child could have defeated grown slavers alone. Tesha passionately vouches for Arthur's honesty, confirming every detail of the attack and rescue exactly as he described it to her disbelieving family. Arthur formally requests the royal family's help returning home to his own family in the Sapin Kingdom, as repayment for saving the princess. King Alduin reluctantly agrees to help, but reveals the magical gateway back to Sapin only opens once every 7 years, meaning Arthur would be stranded for 5 more years. Devastated by the news that reuniting with his family will take years, Arthur privately struggles with the pain in his monocore alone at night, wishing desperately for Sylvia's guidance. Tesha finds Arthur alone that evening and comforts him, insisting his parents will be overjoyed rather than resentful when they eventually reunite. Former King Virion tests Arthur unexpectedly with a surprise magical attack, impressed by the boy's sharp instincts and clearly evident combat training. Virion challenges Arthur to a genuine sparring match, pushing the boy to his absolute limits and growing increasingly fascinated by his raw natural talent. Deeply impressed by Arthur's ability, Virion formally offers to take him on as his personal apprentice, promising to train him in powerful magical techniques. Virion promises that becoming his apprentice could actually help Arthur find a way to contact his parents, ultimately convincing the boy to accept the offer. A jealous young noble named Kai publicly challenges Arthur to a duel after hearing rumors about his connection to the princess, hoping to humiliate the human newcomer. Tesha is asked to officiate the duel herself, watching nervously as the arrogant noble boy squares off against her human friend in front of a small crowd. Arthur swiftly and effortlessly defeats the overconfident challenger, shocking onlookers who assumed the human boy would be no match for a trained elven noble. Virion warns Arthur that training under him will be an incredibly demanding and painful journey, but one that will make him remarkably powerful if he survives it. He committed despite the daunting warning. Arthur confidently accepts Virion's harsh terms, determined to grow strong enough to protect everyone he cares about. Settling into his new life training under Virion, Arthur grows genuinely close to Tesha, who admires his dedication and expresses her own desire to work just as hard. His new training officially underway and bonds with Tesha and the elven royal family deepening. Arthur reflects on how far he's already come since his strange rebirth into this world.